Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a new idea. So what we did is that we created two different applications in the past together, and after finishing the tutorial we left them alone and we didn't do anything to them. So the design of those apps was amazing. So I want the end user, the actual users, use these applications and enjoy them as well. So I come up with the new idea, which is creating an application together, okay, from the scratch. And after finishing everything, we're gonna uploading it to the Google Play together again, and users would use them freely. And so we're gonna do this in these steps. So first step would be picking an idea of creating an application. So for now I'm gonna pick idea of the application, but maybe in the future we will do it together somehow. I don't know how so far. Then after that I will design the applications up to camera, okay, and in the third step by step together we will implement each of the components and the screens. And in the fourth step we're gonna upload it into the Google Play and everyone will enjoy. So but there are three different things that I have to mention here. Is that I'm not going to go into the detail of the common things like how compose navigation works or how crash reporter works and so on and so forth. And the focus would be more on the design and having a cool design and having a very nice animations, and just achieve something, movable, something live. Applications should be live, like things should move around, very cool designs. I like these kind of applications. And the other part would be I'm gonna upload these videos. I will try actually to upload these videos bi-weekly, but the thing is that it's gonna be bi-weekly, and it means that sometimes it takes like 2-3 months for an app to be ready for the Google Play, because of we go one, it's gonna be less than 40 minutes per video. So it's gonna be like a splash screen. We're gonna start, then it's gonna be intro, then it's gonna be the main application, main screens. So there's gonna be too many videos, and because of that I think my estimation would be around 2-3 months. It depends which application we are going to develop as well. So let's see how it works, and just let me know what in the comment what you think, and if you like this idea or not, and tell me how we can even improve it and making it better. For the first application we are going to create an egg timer application, which I named it Egg Master. So and this video together we're gonna implement the splash screen, and let's see how it works. Okay, let's start. So here is the design of the application here, and so it's very simple. The only thing is that I'm gonna add some cool animation here to this egg that we have here. Let me just have a look into the actual application after what we are going to finish. So it's gonna be look like this, but with the animation here. By pressing, it's gonna be like a smile, like a normal smile. If you leave it, then it's gonna be look like this. So yeah, that would be all. Let's start with this. How we're gonna approach is that we will do these titles and description and the buttons first, then we're gonna focus on the doing this egg, and after that we're gonna add the animations. So let's start with this main activity. So this is the main activity. What I need is a column here. So here we have, I'm gonna have 3 boxes, one for on the top, one on the bottom, and one on the center. So 3 boxes that I'm going to add, and we need modifier here to let me modifier that. So fill max size, I mean, first of all, weight. So the weight here would be 1. For the next one, I need more space. Oh Jesus. So I need more space here for the this egg itself, and here 1 as well. So the next would be fill max size. I want to just fill the max size, same thing I'm gonna do for all of them. And this one I'm gonna add a padding. For the rest I don't need padding at all, so it's gonna be okay. Here I'm gonna have just an example of text like this, and like egg, oh Jesus, egg logo. And for this part, which going to be this button, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna use this outline button. So on click, please do nothing, and what I need is a modifier. So modifier dot fill max width. I want to make it big, but it shouldn't be more than a specific. Okay, width in, so within shouldn't be, so the max shouldn't be bigger than 250, I guess would be a good number. And inside of this, what I so the one more thing is the border I have to add here. So border stroke, so let's do it here. The color should be white. Yes, so border stroke 2, and the next will be get started, or let's start, and with the color should be white as well. And yeah, let's see how it would look like. So this part will do the next, but so far let's see how it's look like. So we have this one on the bottom, this one. There is one problem, which would be I have to make everything to be centered. That's why I'm going to content alignment into the center. Okay, I need the same here. Exactly, center again. But for the first one, I don't want to make it center. I want to make it bottom center to make it a little bit nicer. I mean, closer to the egg logo itself. So alignment dot bottom center. Let's run it again and see how it looks like. So don't need this part anymore. So perfect, much better. So here for this part I need, so I'm gonna use one text here and another text here. So I will put in there here because they have same style. Let me check the color here. So it is white with 40%. opacity, okay, or transparency. So I have to go here. I need to have a column. Yes, column I need to have, and inside I need to have text egg. So master, egg master. One more I need. So the text should be one. Let me check. Prepare eggs as you like. Oh, it knows prepare egg as you like. So here the only thing is that let's just have this one here to make it in 2 lines. Let me have a look and see how it looks like so far. So literally not what we wanted. So the first thing is that I need different style for both of them. So material, theme, typography, display, medium, which I have already prepared. I have added this style for only for our title here, and for the other one, body large, I've added, but we have to change the color. Let me do it very quickly. So we have to merge it, text style, what we do have, and yes, exactly what we wanted. So let's just have a look and see how it looks like so far. Egg master, prepare eggs as you like. So pretty good. The only problem, so actually it is not the same. I would say let's add the height as well. Line height, I guess I need to add line height. So yes, exactly, I guess this should be good. Let's just run it again. So this is not center, I guess. So let me make it perfect. So horizontal alignment into the center, horizontal. Let me have one more look. So yes, I mean almost what we did, we do have here compared to this one. So let's start and work on this egg, and let's see how it will go. I'm going to create a file here. So egg, I'm gonna name it like logo component, but it is not a logo. I mean, I don't know how should I name it, but I think that's the best that I can do. I mean, egg logo. Just let me know if you. I mean, I'm very bad with these namings. Always, I'm struggling. So anyhow, egg logo component I'm going to work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have an image for these whites, egg whites. So as an image, but as a vector image, I want to have it. I don't want to, because of the quality. Even on the tablet, it's gonna have the same quality because it's a vector. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a vector one. So let's go and see how it would be. So so here I have a bunch of numbers that I have to memorize to make it exact as I want. Box, what's the box? Box is modifier. So I need to have a modifier, and instead of modifier, I need to have one as aspect ratio to make it square. Okay, so and the next would be, let me just do it. The next would be center, content, alignment, center, definitely center, sir. It should be always center. Alignment, compose UI, content, alignment, center. Perfect. And right after, we need to have this one. So instead of that, I'm going to have an image. Very interesting. Please, image. What happened? Is it the image deprecated? So maybe this is what we are going to deal with. So content description for now would be null, or I can make it like a logo. Would you like to do something for me, sir? It shouldn't be this one. I don't believe that, but anyhow. So content scale. Okay. And modifier, one more modifier I need here. Modifier for the image, actually, not one more, the same. Fill max size. So max size should be 0.7. Okay. And about clickable, I'm not going to work on the clickable, so just let's have these egg white here. I'm struggling with this, importing this thing, so let me do something. I did a magic here. So it says that what happened. So actually, where we are imperfect foundation. Why do I mean this import doesn't work many times, so I'm struggling always with these imports and compose together. So here what we need to have, we are going to create egg white vector painter. How we gonna do it? Let me tell you. So same name, I'm gonna put it here, right? I'm gonna make it private as well. Okay, so but inside of that I need to have something which is very interesting. Remember, okay, vector painter. So I need to have this. Since I'm not going to use any XMLs here, I'm going to have my paths right away here. So let me just, with this we're gonna fill it in a very next time. I mean right away. Just give me a moment. Here what I need to have, so we have a path data. We need to have a path data. We need a path parser as well, so I'm not sure which one I have to use. Let me have a look. So graphic, it should be graphic one. So most of them are graphic. That's nice. What is in composed? Yes, the composed one I have to use, definitely. So parser and path string. I'm gonna pass a path string, and it should be nodes because we need to have this guy. So definitely it should be compose as well. Path theta should be what I just have added. Fill with a solid color, which would be white. Color should be literally white. So let's just see what is the path parser and how we can fill this guy. Remember vector painter. Actually we need all these numbers. Okay, we need them all, but from where we can get them, I'm gonna let you know in a moment. And auto mirroring false. This I have to add it. Something is off. It says that how come. So okay. This is why you are returning something. Why are you returning something? So now it looks like better. So how we can have this, vector. I mean, this is the same that we have. If you remember that when we have a drawable XML thingy, so it's gonna be the same. We need all these inputs, and after there is a path. So the same thing should goes here. So what I'm going to do is that I just draw this egg white on the Adobe Illustrator, and I have to export it into the desktop. So let me do it. And after doing that, I have to just open it with a text edit. Let me show you guys. So here is the text edit that I have added. So all those magic numbers are here, as you can see. Okay, and what else do we need is this path that we need as well. So let's just come back, and before that, let me just copy these two numbers. So default weight should be 307842. I'm not an expert designer, that's why these numbers are so weird. I mean, definitely there should be a way to make them a little bit more understand. I mean, 100 or something like that, not 376 and 8. They're not even a square, but anyhow. So I'm not a expert in design, so that's why it can happen. So here we have the path. Okay, we're gonna copy the path into this guy, which is gonna be the huge thing. So we need path parser to parse this string of path and change it to nodes. So we have done it, and we can now use it here in our box. To see how it looks like, I'm gonna have a preview here, okay, with a show background, and background should be the color that I actually have it. So composable, okay, CMP egg component preview, right? Egg logo component preview. It doesn't logo, but anyhow. So I need to use the theme that I have. After that, this one. Let me run and see how it looks like. So I'm really sorry because of my voice. Having this cold with me. It's been a month. I don't know. Maybe it's a corona now day, I think. Anyhow, so here I ran it. Oh, okay. So okay, I don't want to run it. Okay, so here we have what we needed. So what we have done, we have added a vector. So we have just painted actual vector thingy with the path and everything here. It is cool. So the next stop would be Yolk. How should I name it? Yolk component, different component. Okay, we do have Yolk component, and Yolk component I would like to have it here as well. Easy peasy. And just one more thing, I want to pass modifiers so they can control from here as well. I will tell you why. So what we have to do, first of all, we have just Yolk itself, so we need to draw so here I just wanted to mention that I'm gonna do it all by drawing on a canvas to make it possible to add animations. So because of that, let's go into it, and because of that I'm going to have a canvas here. Yes, canvas. Let's to have a canvas here. Modifier that we get dot aspect ratio should be a square, so we will add 1, and undraw, we can do it right after. Perfect. Let me just close this one to make it easier to understand. Draw circle would be the first thing that I'm going to start with. Right, draw circle. Just one reminder. Let me just. I forgot to add these Yolk colors, and because of that, I'm going to add them right away now. So please you do the same. Draw circle, and the color should be Yolk color that I have, and the next one should be the size of this guy. So radius dot to be honest, so the width of the component that we have itself divided by 2, and the center of this guy should be center of the canvas that we have. So in the literally the center, we are going to draw this, and it's gonna be, let me just pass a modifier here to make it happy. Okay, you have your modifier. Are you happy now? Yeah, actually I wanted to do this fill max size to this number to make it a little bit smaller of this egg, white egg that we have. So yeah, even I guess I can have it here, right? Can I have it here, sir? It's not abundant. Anyhow, let's just go and we're gonna check after. That should be over there, but it doesn't work perfectly always. So okay, we're gonna have rotation. I'm gonna tell you why, but let's just have it as 0 degree. We will come back to it. Let me have the label as well. I like to have the label degree. So the next step would be the map of this Yolk guy that we have. So the side mouth of this guy would be the size that these numbers are something that so I'm going to have 0. So size times 2 0.7. So this is gonna be relative. I mean, as our component gets bigger or smaller, everything, all these draw stops will be changed. So that's why I'm trying to use to set the sizes like this. I'm really sorry. So that's why I really want to do this in this way. So the next would be the stroke. Mouth, stroke, width. So I have formulated this one also. So it's gonna be size dp. Okay, guys, dp size that width. Okay, times multiply or times 0.04 f. This is how I have formulated. So in this way, as components gets bigger or smaller, everything inside would be the same. So now let's draw arc. We need to have an arc here because of the mouth. So let's draw the arc that we have. So the color would be not this one, the Yolk mouth color, definitely. Start angle would be 10, and shape should be 160. Top left, this is something. So this is I just how I get these. I have these numbers. I just tried because as you see, it is not exactly what it is. A little bit with the angle. That's why I've done it like this. I just tried it many times, so I came up with this number. So for the top center that we have, minus of how we can just have top. We don't have center here. We have top left for the arc. That's why it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to have it. So we should have the center of the canvas that we have minus of the opposite of the map size divided by 2 itself, right? Mouth size, that width, divided by 2 exactly, and mouth size, that height, divided by 2 exactly. Perfect. Mouth size, we have it already here, right? And now it is time for the style. Stroke, go with the compose. Okay, and mouth stroke width, we have it, and we want to have rounded corners, so we set this one to round as well. So I would say let's just have this main activity over here. I mean, let's have our component over here, and let's see if we do have. See, we have our Yolk here, but it's much bigger than what we wanted. So let's see what's wrong. Each of them may look like this. Most probably the problem should be on the circle here. Everything's fine here. Maybe this guy. Fill max size fraction. Let me double check with the code that I have. Oh yes, it should be 3, not 0. It should be 3. So, man, this guy never updates. Jesus. Anyhow, let's continue as it's gonna update us, right? Yes, perfect. And even mouth is there. See, guys, we have it. So let's work on the left eye that we have here, which is much simpler. So it's gonna be just like draw circle. Oh yeah, exactly. So it do remember. Let me just double check the numbers. So this size I have used because I tried much. So this would be the best size that we can have. And this center, I've moved it a lot to make sure where it should be, the center, because I want to be on the top, a little bit left side of this circle that we have. So this is the best that I could come with. I mean, all these magic numbers, so I just tried, like, put this number a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right. And I'm using this way to position them because make it, but by having a more space, so we will have a little bit more and bigger egg. And since we have all these sizes and these center thingies and points in relative way, so it's gonna be fine. That's why I'm doing this. So you guys, if you know any other better way, just let me know. So let's now work on the right eye, which is gonna be a little bit more difficult. So I'm gonna name it closed eye because it's like a winking. So now his eyes is closed. So it's gonna be arc. Okay. So again we will see. No, I'm not going to use it. Again we will see some magic numbers. Yolk, color. Oh, so the color here, let's just go with color red, because I'm gonna use this animation thingy, or maybe I can just go with the white. Oh, let me just go with white one. So yeah, so start angle should be 276. This one would be the same. Right now I don't have the number, so but very soon we'll replace it with the animation. Let me just copy paste all these stuffs here, because all these numbers, for example, top left. So I have just this one is top left would be where we have to draw, from where we have to draw. So I just came up with this, the size that we have, and the stroke that we have. Right eye stroke width. We need this one. Right eye stroke width. Yeah, this one actually is coming from the animation that we have. So far we're not going to have any of these because I will change these with the anime. Let me just see how it's look like so far. I mean, it's not gonna be quite what we need. Oh, see, it's getting huge. I mean, this guy just is huge. Let's just do one thing and comment it out, right? Let's see how it gonna look like with this left eye. Yeah, exactly, perfect. Everything's okay. We will finish this one when we are working on the animation stuff. Now it's time to work on the animation, and so I really suggest to go through this animation document on the developer.android.com first before starting to work on the animations. So here I'm going to use update transition only, and with the so because of it's much easier and we can run many different animations together, and as well we can have the preview animation as well. So the preview actually supports the update transition. So I really suggest you guys to go and have a look here in this on this documentation. And about the high level animation APIs, it's very easy to go through. I have not used any of these so far. For example, animation visibility, which is one of the easiest and best way to have an add animation to your app, but I haven't used them. And the only one that I am going to use and I've used is this updated transition. Let me find it here. So since it is a little bit smaller, I mean my Chrome window is a little bit smaller, I'm struggling to find it. So low level animation APIs, customized animation. No, so here update transition. So we have states, so different state, different kind of animation we can have. And we have for this we have so we can have, for example, animate rect for having different rect, DP for having different sizes, color even we have. So it is pretty simple transition that animate color, or transition that animate float. So whatever, I mean there are a bunch of them here that we can use them. And we can have state as well, we can control them, and we can have many different animations together with having this transition at first. So let's head and see how we can use it. Okay, first of all we need to have state. So our state would be so it's gonna be private, right? Private enum class Yolk state, right? So I'm going to have a smile for the time that do I have the design right? Load it. So for a time that it only smiles with two open eyes, once for that, once for the time now it is the wink state, and the other time would be let me think. So the other one would be rotation. So three different we're gonna have. So smile. The second one would be wink. Last one will be face rotation. Right, we have three different states here. Let's scroll up right here. I am not going to use this one, so let's close it. Well, as current state by remember what I'm going to have is mutable state of mutable state of, so yolk state. So, and here would be the default state, which would be smiling. Perfect. And I need, since we are going to change this state, I'm going to just change it to var. And we have transition here as well, and upward transition, yolk transition. Perfect. So here I have this one as well, which we have to pass the current state, and after we need to have the label only for the preview. We're gonna check the preview quite soon, so wait for that moment. So here I need 3 different animations. One would be, let me just write it down here. One would be for the time that we are going to winking, I would say winking, or maybe let me say winking by changing the arc swipe angle. One of the animations would be, the other one would be the stroke, right, this one, right eye winking, right eye stroke width. So 2 animation till now. One more we need, which would be for the right eye color. So if we have a look at our design, we can see that, so this is an arc, so we need to have different stroke width, because when it is blinking, it is much smaller. And the other one, we need to close the eyes to be like a circular one. That's why we are using the winking animation. And the other one would be the color. So here when it winks, it's gonna be white, otherwise it's gonna be like the left eye color. Okay, so I think it's gonna be much easier to just copy pasted them all from my current code that I've completed, but I'm gonna explain them. So this is right eye winking. So here I have used transition.animate float. Okay, same variable that I've used with the animate float to just change the swipe angle. Okay, if you know the arc as we explained, so to changing the size of the arc, we have to have this one. So the first that we have passed actually is the label, which we exactly needed for the preview, and the other one is the spec that we need, which I have used spring. If you have a look into the document that I have mentioned, you will definitely know what the spring means. So it comes with some bouncy thingy, like with this spec you can have a little bit bounce. So we will see the preview, so we will understand it much better. Then after we have the state, if it's smiling, then I need to have 1f for this. 1f means that without any without a closed eye, so it's just gonna be like a left eye. The next animation that we are going to have is right eye stroke width, which is for the eye stroke width when it is closed. So I just put the label here, and we have transition spec here, which I've used twin with duration milliseconds of 200. I'm not going to into detail of these transitional spec. They're quite simple, but it is something very common. So if you check this document that I've shared with you, so it's gonna be very easy. You can get it in less than a minute. And the next one would be right eye color. And for the right eye color, I have to change the color because it goes from the white to a little bit yellowish. So that's why I have used this animate color as well with the twin as well. And here we have the state. If it is smiling, then the yolk left eye color color should we have to use, otherwise we have to use this white one. So far we have added our arc animation values. I'm going to use it in swipe angle and for the width of the stroke and for the color. So we should be good with the right eye animations. And now it is for the face rotation. So for the face rotation, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna just copy paste it from the code that I have, because it is a little bit more complex. So and I mean, it time consuming, so I really prefer to do it like this. So face rotate, I've named it face rotation. Let's have it as the face rotate. So the next one would be, as you can see here, the face a little bit has rotated. So for that I have added a label here for this animation, and I've used float one because I'm going to change the angle of the canvas itself. And after that I have used the spring one to make it a little bit bouncy. Here we have 3 different states. When it's smiling, I need to have without any rotation, I need it to be. And when it is winking, same thing. But when the face rotation state we are in, then we have to -500 rotate the face. And I'm going to use this face rotate here in the rotate, which we have inside of the canvas. It just rotate whatever which is inside of this scope that it has. So it's gonna rotate everything that which is inside. So after that, what we need to do is we have to somehow control all these animations. To do that, I use launched effect. And so here we need to have a key. So when the key change, this launch effect will be run again, and the scope actually will be run. And if the key won't change, so it's gonna be only once. And as you can see, I'm using unit, and which is gonna be always unit. So it's gonna happen only when we run the application, not more or less. So what I'm going to have here is I'm going to have current state, okay, that I'm going to have Yolk state as smiling. So at first we are going to smile at the user, then we're gonna delay for 300 milliseconds, okay, and after that I'm going to just rotate the face, current that rotate face rotate, right? I'm going to rotate the face. And so with just changing it to the smiling, we will achieve to have this winking and smiling at the same time. I'm just thinking maybe I don't need to have winking at all. So maybe I can move it here, and instead of having 2 of them, maybe I can just have an else. So in this case, I think I can get rid of this winking. So because I need to smile and wink at the same time, so smile and winking. I'm gonna name it smile and winking. So because I'm going to do it at once, so that's why I'm going to rename it to this and removing the winking state, because it's gonna be the same as what we have. So pretty nice. So we have added the animation for our Yolk component, but I need one more animation. If you remember, let me just run the app, not the demo application, I mean the final application, the final splash screen that we need. Just a moment. So let's see what we need, and let's see how much we have gained or how much we have achieved so far. So far we have finished this rotation animation and this smiling and winking animation. Now we have to work on this, by clicking this whole egg thingy will get smaller and bigger by changing the scale. So I'm going to work on this part. Let's head in and see what we have to do. Okay, so first of all, we have two different concerns here. One would be by clicking on this image that we have, I want to have the state of is pressed or not pressed, because to achieving this, if we're pressing, it's gonna be smiling and waiting, nothing happens. When I release it, then it gonna be winking and rotation happening. So because of that, I need two concerns. One of them is to have the state of is pressed. To do that, I'm going to have in interaction source, right? Remembering mutable source that we have. Okay, and after is pressed, I need to have it. So by default, it's gonna be false because it is not pressed so far. And after, in the launched effect, okay, as what GitHub Copilot is recommending or suggesting, we have to have this one. So in the launch effect, we check all the events which is happening to our interaction source to know when it is pressing. I'm going to make this is pressed true. When it is released or cancelled anyhow, I'm going to make it false. So far good. Now I have to attach it somehow to this white egg component that we have. So how I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go with clickable. Yeah, it's here like this. So clickable, I'm passing interaction source that I have here, and after indication, I'm not going to have any indication, I mean any just anything on shadowing thing or any ripple effect, I would say, on this component. And here would be the after getting what should happen. I'm not caring about this part. I'm not going to do anything here. I just want to have the state of the interaction. So, and after that, what I'm going to do is passing is pressed into this Yolk component to, we have to restart our application there. Okay, let's just add this is pressed parameter here. And here, even it's gonna be in the Yolk, it's gonna be more easier. I'm going to be here. So we have used unit. Now I'm going is pressed. It means that whenever this is pressed going to be changed, this scope will be run as well. So if is pressed, okay, and there is else, right? If it is pressed, then the current state should be Yolk dot smiling and winking, right? Am I right? Let me double check with the code that I have, because I cannot. Yeah, smiling and winking without face rotation, correct? And instead of is pressed, I'm going to rename it to something a little bit more meaningful. Rerun animation. So it's gonna be on a state here. Perfect. And the next step would be having this scale animation for this component, the white egg component. Right after this interaction source and is pressed, I'm going to have a new state. But before that, let's just create the new state. Private enum class white or egg logo. state. So a Lego state would be pressed and released to change the scale, and released. Perfect. Let's go scroll down up here, and here I'm going to have val current. Okay, var current state, which would, since I have one state here, I'm gonna name it just current state, exactly what we needed. And the first, it's gonna be released, definitely, so it is not pressed. And right after, I'm going to have transition here as well, and it's gonna be transition, update transition, current state, logo transition. Perfect, exactly what I needed. And here, let me add the animation right after this transition that I have. So it's gonna be the scale animation by transition dot animate float, right? And here I have to have two things. One of them would be this labeling. Label would be logo scale. Okay, we haven't checked the preview yet. We will check right after when we finish this one. About the transition aspect, let me just copy paste it from the other code. So I'm going to use the spring one because of the bouncy part that I want to achieve. And here I'm going to have the state. Okay, with the state, when state. Okay, perfect, exactly what I needed. When a logo state is released, then scale should be 1. Then when it's pressed, it's gonna be 0.9, a little bit smaller. I want it to be. So it seems that we have two states. What is the problem here? Let me check. Okay, so I guess here I have to use by, otherwise I have to go through the value itself. So but by adding this by, we don't need to have this wrapped mutable state, and we can just set the perfect. So we have the scale, and how I'm going to add it into my box is that I'm going to use a graphic layer. Okay, in the graphic layer, one of the attribute that we have, or one of the field that we have, is this scale x, which is going to change this scale of the whole component. So we have alpha, transition, even we have shadow, elevation, we have too many different stuff. Yeah, but now only I need to have scale. One more thing, I need to change the state right here. So for example, current state is equal to pressed when it is pressed, and here current state released, and same here. Okay, so it looks like everything is done here. Let's just have a look into the design that we have, into the preview that we have. I just want to check this start animation preview, which just added into the Android Studio. So as you can see, those labels that we have added, we have them here. Logo transition, Yolk transition, also we have them here. And for example, here we are going to go from released state to pressed one, and here from the smiling to winking. I've removed the winking, so it is not updated, I guess. Let's just build it again. Okay, so yes, it just updated. We are going from smile winking into face rotation. See, so I mean the other part is that it is going to run all these animations together. So this facing rotation we can see, and you can see by detail. So here it is just smiling, nothing happening, and here it's just rotation, and this bouncy thing is happening here. See, this bouncy thing is happening here, and the eyes are in the right, on the right position. Perfect. So here what we have, we can see, and we can change them from different state to different states as well. We can play with them. So this is a very cool tool to use. Anyway, so that will be all. See you in the next video, which we are going to talk about and implement the intro. Bye bye.